Dear learners, I am teaching you today in English grammar, that is, as you already know, that is reported speech. That reported speech also is said to be the narration, okay, which is very important for you. So look at this, what is screen is going on, and wait for some time. That I am teaching, I already said over this English grammar, that is reported speech. So before we start this class, reported speech, okay, I just want to tell you over this. This is what very important in the grammar section. Some of the students may get confused in the reported speech, but you have to practice a lot. As you practice a lot, it will be very easy to understand the reported speech. So what I am going to say in the next slide to you, when we are learning about the reported speech, before learning about these types and anything, that we should go, what do you mean by reported speech? There it is given in the note, you can see, reported speech is the report of one speaker or writer on the words spoken or written or thought by someone else. So this is very important thing that you have to understand about the reported speech. Okay, for example, I would like to tell about this one. If somebody says something to you, if somebody says something to others, or maybe the speaker speaks something, or the writer writes something, that exactly what the writer and what the speaker writes or speaks or thinks by someone, that is reported. If that is reported, then that is known as the reported speech. Exactly what the writer or the speaker speaks or the writes, if you have written over this one, that is known as the that is known as the reported speech. If it is written exactly, that should be inside the inverted comma. Okay, so inside the quotation also, I think that you must have seen you must have read also. So that is called the reported speech. Simply, I would like to tell about that. There is a person A. There is a person, suppose I say to you about that, there is a person A. A looks one incident or the accident happening on the road. And what accident A looks and comes to B and says what it is happening on the road, what it happened on the road of the accident, that A tells B exactly what it happened, that is called the reported speech. What that A has said to B about the accident that happened on the road. And in the same way, B comes to C and says to C, B explains to C what exactly A had said. B comes to C and said to C what exactly A has said to B. That is the reported speech. So that reported speech can be said in two ways. B can say to C what exactly A said. That is known as the direct speech. Or can be said in indirect speech. Okay. For example, I would like to say to you about that. Again, I want to make it clear, because before we read to the types and before we get into this subject matter, we have to understand what reported speech it is. For example, to make it clear, okay, very simple example I am giving to this one. A comes to B and says to B that I am hungry. Now B goes to C and says to C that what A exactly said. What exactly A said? B says to B that A said I am hungry. That I am hungry is not B. I am hungry is A said. That is the reported speech. What B exactly said, what was said by A. That is known as the direct speech. I've already said over that can be said, which is called the reported speech. And the reported speech can be said in the two ways. One is the direct speech, another is the what? Indirect speech. So, now let's go to the topic, reported speech that has two types. One is direct speech, another is indirect speech. How do we come to know that is the direct speech, and how do we come to know that is indirect speech? That I am teaching you over that. There are two ways to understand that is the direct speech. What is the number one? Reporting clause and the reported speech separated with comma. Number one. I will tell you in on the slide what is called the reporting clause and what is called the reported speech, which are separated with comma. That I will tell you in detail. Number two is reported speech always inside the inverted comma. So what I want to mean over that, for direct speech, there must be the two things. One is reporting clause and the reported speech separated with comma. Another thing that must be there, reported speech always inside the inverted commas. Means when these things are, then this is known as the what? Reported, direct speech of the reported speech. Now let's go to the indirect speech. In indirect speech, what is said about the reporting clause and reported speech join with conjunction. Look at there, I am showing with mouse pointer to you. Reporting clause and the reported speech separated with comma in direct speech. But in indirect speech, reporting clause and reported speech join with conjunction. Clear? And in the direct speech, there will be the reported speech always inside the inverted commas. But here in indirect speech, there won't be any comma and any inverted commas. Try to understand. In direct speech, separated with comma, there will be comma also, inverted commas also. But in indirect speech, there won't be any commas and inverted commas. Okay, don't forget about this one. Thus, we come to understand that is the direct speech and that is the indirect speech. First of all, you must understand whether that sentence which is given to you direct speech or indirect speech. If you come to know direct speech it is, then we can change it to indirect speech. If that is indirect speech, then we can change it to the what? Direct speech. Now let's go to the another slide. In detail we are going to read. Let's say direct speech. I have given the example to the direct speech to you. Ram said to me, I am hungry. See there, Ram said to me, I am hungry. So this Ram said to me is the reporting clause, which is the rate that I have shown you. Okay, and this I am hungry is the reported speech. So this reporting clause and the reported speech separated with comma. You can see there is a comma. And reported speech, this I am hungry is always inside the inverted comma. That always I told you about this. You can go to the what? This slide. See? Reporting clause and reported speech separated with comma. And reported speech always inside inverted commas. You have seen it over there. This I am hungry is the reported speech because it is always inside the inverted comma. That is called the reported speech. And Ram said to me is the what? Reporting clause. Down you can go. You are my student, said Hari. Said Hari is the reporting clause. And this reporting clause and reported speech, you are my student, that is inside the inverted comma, is separated with comma. Okay, so what did I say to you? Reporting clause, see, reporting clause and the reported speech separated with comma, and reported speech is always inside the inverted comma. These two things, if there are, then that is the what? Direct speech. Hope you understood. It's not so very big deal for you to understand. Now let's go to indirect speech. What is said that? Example, Ram told me that he was hungry. See over that, Ram told me is in red, that is the reporting clause. And in green there, I've given over this, he was hungry is a reported speech. So this reporting clause and the reported speech join with conjunction in indirect speech. Now down look at there. Another example, Hari said is the what reporting clause. She was his student, that is the reported speech, and connected with conjunction, that is that. So what things I told you over there, looking at the what first slide, reporting clause and reported speech what is joined with conjunction. Okay, what is the conjunction here? That. Reporting clause and the reported speech joined with conjunction, that is that. And what is the second one that we have learned over this one? No commas and no inverted commas. Just go. Can you find? Can you see the comma and inverted comma here? No. Both comma and inverted comma are removed. Okay, so that is why this is indirect speech. There must be the two things, indirect speech also and indirect speech also. That you should not forget. Just to repeat it, I am just telling over that. How do you come to know the direct speech? Direct speech, reporting clause and the reported speech separated with comma. Number one. Number two, reported speech is always inside the inverted comma. That is why it is called the direct speech. Second thing, that in indirect speech, what do you know? That is reporting clause and the reported speech joined with conjunction. And that reported, there won't be any commas and inverted commas in indirect speech. These two things must be in direct speech and indirect speech. Then we come to understand, oh, this is direct speech and that is what indirect speech. Now let's go to this what note I've given you. Here is said to and told. If there is said to and told, there must be the object. The object always stands by pronoun or noun. Keep in your mind. What are the pronouns? Like me, us, him, her, you, it, them. Noun you already know. Ram, Hari, Sham, these are. Again I tell you, if there is said to and told, then there must be the object. But if there is said, then there won't be object. There we cannot use object. That is example I am showing with my pointer to you, mouse pointer to you. Hari said that, because there is not the object. But if there is told, then there must be the object me. Yes, see, said to, then there must be the object me. That is the difference that I am telling you. I hope you understood, students, direct speech and indirect speech. Now let's go to this another reporting clause. What do you mean by the reporting clause? What the things are inside the reporting clause? Look it over there. My friend said to her, she was your brother. This my friend said to her is reporting clause. What are the things in the reporting clause? I am showing you. See, my friend said to her is the reporting clause. I am showing with the help of the mouse pointer to you to make you understand. Look at here. My friend is the speaker. And said to is the reporting verb. Her is the listener. These three things consist in the reporting clause. Reporting clause consists of these three things. What are they? Speaker, reporting verb, and the listener. Don't forget about it. Thus, it is called the reporting clause. And she was your brother is the what reported speech, because that is inside the inverted comma. Then this is called the direct speech. You already know that I have already said to you. What did I say? Reporting clause, reported speech separated with comma. Reported speech is always inside the inverted comma. Now let's go down. My friend told her that she had been her brother. See here, my friend again is speaker. Told is the reporting verb. Listener is her. So this is the reporting clause. And what is the conjunction? That. She had been her brother is the what? reported speech. So this reported speech, a reporting clause is joined with conjunction. And here it is comma and inverted comma, but you cannot see a comma and inverted comma. That is why it is indirect speech. Simply to remind you what I said, reporting clause and reported speech joined with conjunction, and reported, there won't be any commas and inverted commas. This is called the what? Indirect speech. Now note, first and second person pronoun of the reported speech changes according to speaker. I told you reported speech means inside the inverted comma. If there is the first person and second person pronoun, that will be changed according to speaker. You already know in the reporting clause. And listener, respectively. First person change according to speaker, second person change according to listener. But this first person and second person personal pronoun, what are they? You must know. But third person pronoun never changes. This is the rule that you should not forget. But this first person, second person and third person pronoun must be inside the reported speech or inside the inverted comma. Don't forget about it. Thus it is called the reporting clause that I am teaching you in very clear way. Now let's go to the next slide. Direct speech into indirect speech we are reading. We already come to understand what is the direct speech and what is indirect speech. And I already said to you that if there is direct speech change into indirect speech change into the what? Direct speech. But today we are learning from direct speech into indirect speech. Let's go. We are reading about the rules. So what are the rules? The most important rule is for changing from direct speech to indirect speech. See the sentence inside inverted comma. Or I already said that the sentence inside inverted comma is the what? Direct speech. Reported speech. See the sentence inside inverted comma or reported speech and find out which sentence it belongs to. Keep in mind. Which sentence it belongs to. The most important thing, before we change from direct speech to indirect speech, the most important thing that you have to see the sentence inside inverted comma or that is called reported speech. And find out which sentence it belongs to. Which sentence it belongs to. Now let's go to the another rule. After that we come to know which sentence it belongs to. First of all, what step do you have to follow? Change the reporting verb. What is the reporting verb? I said to you that time. Also you see, reporting verb means this we already know. Between the speaker and the listener in the reporting clause. So this is the what? Rule. First of all, change the reporting verb. Second we go, join with conjunction. Join with conjunction. That is the second step. You never forget to follow the step by step. Then you never make a mistake while changing from direct speech into indirect speech, dear learners. Number 3, change pronoun. I already said that. What pronoun? First person according to speaker, second person according to listener, and third person pronoun never change. I already said to you that you have to know what are the personal pronouns. Number 4, change tense. I will tell you that how to change the tense in the next slide. Number 5, remove commas and inverted commas, because I already said to you that one of the features of indirect speech is that there won't be commas and inverted commas. Dear learners, I hope that you understood. Number 6, change adverbial times if any. If there are any adverbial times in the indirect in the direct speech, or we can say the word inside the inverted comma, that to be changed. Now we just go. What I told you that, see the sentence inside inverted comma or reported speech and find out which sentence it belongs to, means types of sentence. What are the types of sentence? You already know. I think in previous classes, in previous studies also, there are 5 types of sentences. What are they? One is assertive, declarative, and statement. How do you know that is the assertive, declarative statement? Start from subject, in with full stop. You must know. Subject means that subject always stands for what? Stands by noun or pronoun. Keep in mind. Noun or pronoun. What are the subject pronoun over there? I, we, you, he, she, it, they. And full stop, better you know. That is called the assertive declarative statement. Number 2, imperative sentence. Start from verb and in with full stop. Start from verb, keep in mind. In with full stop. That is called imperative sentence. Number 3, interrogative sentence. Always ends with question mark. You already know question mark. The sentence always ends with question mark. That is called interrogative sentence. Number 4, exclamatory sentence. Always ends with exclamation mark. You already know exclamation mark. The sentence always ends with what? Exclamation mark is called the what? Exclamatory mark. Exclamatory sentence. Number 5, optative sentence. Start from may and in with exclamatory mark. So there are 5 types of sentence. Dear learners, what I say to you, when we change from direct speech into indirect speech, the most important thing that you have to see the sentence inside the inverted comma or reported speech. Then you find that one of these type of sentence, which are the 5 types of sentence. And after that, accordingly, you have to go number 1 to number 6. You never make a mistake while changing from direct speech into indirect speech. Now let's go. Rules. What are the rules we are going? Because I already said to you about the sentence. What are the types of sentence? Just now I taught you about that there are 5 types of sentence. See in the book, here in the column. And I told you that you have to change the reporting verb, that second step. When we come to know which sentence it belongs to, then we have to change the reporting verb. That is the number 1 rule that we learned. Just I will show you. See. When we come to know which sentence it is, which sentence it belongs to, then number 1 rule, what is that? Change the reporting verb. What is the reporting verb? Either you have to change into said or said to or told object. That time I told you. If there is said, then it doesn't need object. But if there is said to and told, then it needs object. Don't forget about it. That is the number 1 rule. Change the reporting verb. Just I will show to you. See here. What is the second step? Join with conjunction. What is the conjunction that you have to use? That. When the sentence is assertive, declarative, or a statement. Dear learners, keep in mind. Same way you go, the second type of sentence is imperative. We are learning about how to, up to changing rule of the conjunction. Imperative sentence, how to change into the reporting verb? That told plus object. Asked or requested plus object. Advised plus object. Why am I teaching you these 3? Imperative sentence means there are 3. What are they? 1 is the command or order. Number 2 is request. Number 3 is advice. Just now I told you about that. If that is command or order, then we have to use tool plus object. If there is a request, then asked or request plus object. If that is advice, then we have to use what? Advice plus object in the imperative sentence. And what is the conjunction to use? If that is positive sentence, then we have to use to. If that is a negative, then we have to use not to. Don't forget about it, what I am teaching you, dear learners. Third type of sentence is interrogative. As you already know, interrogative always ends with question mark. There are 3 types of questions you might know. One is yes no question, second is WH question, another is tag question. Whatever the question it comes, when you come to know that is the question sentence, then reporting verb to be changed to the word asked you can make, reporting verb, or wanted to know, or inquired. And I already said to you that there are three types of questions. One is yes no question, another is tag question. Yes no question, how do you know? That starts from auxiliary verb in with question mark. Tag question also same. And if that is yes no question or tag question, then you should join with conjunction if and whether, whatever you like. But if there is WH question, how do you know WH question? That starts from WH words. And in with question mark, you already know interrogative question sentence always starts ends with question mark. That question which starts from WH words like who, whom, whose, what, where, when, why, where, which, how. If that question starts from WH words, then WH words only you have to use. WH words, and we have to use conjunction is WH words only. You don't have to do anything. This is the conjunction you have to use in the interrogative sentence. Now let's go to the exclamatory sentence. I already said at that time, exclamatory sentence always ends with exclamatory mark, or we can say exclamation mark. What is the reporting verb? Exclaimed with dash means if there is hurrah, happiness, then exclaimed with happiness. Alas, exclaimed with sorrow. Wow, exclaimed with surprise. What a tall building it is. Exclaimed with surprise. This is the way to be mentioned. And what is the conjunction? Conjunction is that. Now the last sentence is optative. Optative means we have to use wished. And the conjunction is again that. This we are learning. What is the first and foremost thing? Sentence. Keep in your mind. You have to find which type of sentence it is, first of all. When we know that what type of sentence it belongs to, then we have to go one by one step. First join with reporting verb I have given you according to the sentence. And now go to the conjunction to join that I have given you. Look at here rules again I want to show you. Reporting verb and conjunction we have done. Third rule, pronoun and tense to be changed. Pronoun and tense to be changed. Look it over here, pronoun and tense. Rules. I already said in the time also. The first person pronoun. The first person pronoun according to speaker. Second person pronoun according to listener. And third person pronoun never changes. And that time I told you that you must know what are the personal pronouns. So later in the next slide we will know. Tense sense. What are the tense sense? Is becomes was. They all have to be inside the inverted comma or the reported replace. Is changed into was, are, were, has, have, had, do, does, did, shall, should, will, would, may, might, can, could, must, had to. And B1 and B5, example I am given over there, it is B1, its is B4. That changes into the B2, example 8. B2, that is example 8, shall be changed into this had plus B3, had eaten. Some of the students read that its is B5 also, whatever, but you must understand the form of the verb. Okay, so this is the what pronoun and tense over there. Now I go to this. What I'm teaching you the down, look it over there to make you understand, because there was something, that is why I just make a small to show you. Tense won't change. Keep in mind tense. The tense won't change in two cases. Try to understand. One is reporting verb is in present and future tense. Reporting verb you already know. Ram said to me, that I'm reporting you over there. I'm going back to that situation. Ram said to me. Said to is the reporting verb. If that is reporting verb is in present and the future tense, the tense won't be changed. Number one rule. One case. Number two case is reported speech means the sentence inside the inverted comma in scientific and universal truth. For example, the sun rises in the east. That is the universal truth. Scientific truth is boiling water gives off vapor. That is the scientific truth. And universal truth, if there is inside the inverted comma or the reported speech, that time the tense won't be changed. Try to understand what I'm telling you, dear learners. In two cases only the tense won't be changed. Why am I giving you? Because I'm teaching the rules about the pronoun and the tense. Otherwise, the tense would be changed. Now let's go to the another slide. We are learning about the now pronoun change. That time I told you about that personal pronouns. How many kinds of persons are there? There are three kinds of persons. One is first person, second person, and the third person. They are the forms of the pronouns. Again, I am telling you, there are the forms of the pronoun. What are they? Subject, object, possessive, reflexive, and emphasizing. And they have the number also. Number means you already know there are two types of numbers, singular and plural. So what are the first person? I, object me, my, mine, myself, myself. We, our, ours, ourselves, ourselves. You, your, yours, yourself, yourselves, yourself, yourselves. Singular and plural. Now you have to keep in mind. You have both singular also, plural form also. But what is the same all are, but only the in reflexive and emphasizing pronoun that is different. Yourself is the singular, and what is the plural? Yourselves is the plural. Same with third person pronoun. He, him, his, himself, himself. She, her, hers, herself, herself. It, its, itself, itself. They, them, their, theirs, themselves and themselves, singular and plural. These are the he, she, it are the third person singular pronoun, and they is the third person plural pronoun. Same way we can go singular and plural. That is the pronoun change. And dear learners, you have to learn by heart. You must learn by heart. Keep in your mind. I, me, my, mine, myself. We are ourselves. We are ours, ourselves. You, yours, yourself. You, yours, yourselves. Such a way that you have to learn by heart. Then you know how to change. Because we already learned that time inside the inverted comma, if there is first person, then according to speaker. If there is second person, then according to listener. Third person pronoun never change. But when do we come to know? When we know this what? All the forms of the pronoun. Now let's move to another slide. Adverbial times. I told you these adverbial times to be changed. What are they, if any? What we are going to learn? See here. What is the rule? I taught you about this one. I'm going to the back for the rule. So what is the rule? I've told you this. See, dear learners. Change the reporting verb we learned. Join with conjunction we have learned. Change pronoun tenses I said to you. Remove comma and inverted commas automatically we remove. And change adverbial times if any. That we are going to learn. See here. Adverbial times. If there is inside the inverted comma today, then we have to change it to that day. Yesterday, the day before. The day before yesterday, 2 days before. Tomorrow, the next or the following day. The next day or the following day. The day after tomorrow, in 2 days time or 2 days later. Next plus time, the following time. Last plus time, the previous time. Ago, before. This, that. If it indicates with time. This week, then that week. Understood what I'm telling you? This time, then that time, because it should indicate what? Time. then this becomes that. But in the same way, this that becomes what? The, when that is used as an adjective. Adjective always comes before a noun. For example, if that is said about that this chair, then the chair. That pencil, the pencil. Try to understand this and that. And another is here and there. This is the way to change the what? We learn about these what? Adverbial times. Dear learners, today we have learned about the reported speech. I am telling you about that again before I end my class. I am telling you more about it to know that these are the rules. The rules you should not forget. Adverbial rules. You have to learn pronoun change. Pronouns, you have to know the forms of the pronouns. Another rules, pronoun of the what? Tense. I've already given you. In two cases, the pronoun won't be, tense won't be changed. That you should not forget. And rules I've given you the reporting of and conjunctions. And most important, these are the what? 6 rules. And before that, the sentence, what it belongs to, you have to know how many kinds of, how many types of sentences should be inside the inverted comma. There will be, or there will be certainly out of these 5 types of sentences. Accordingly, you have to change from direct speech into indirect speech. And before that, I told you to find which one that you have to find over this. What is the direct speech and what is indirect speech? What is reporting clause? That you have to know. This is the topic today. I am teaching about that what? Reported speech. Dear learners, you come to understand. I hope you enjoy it. And you might know about the reported speech. If you do follow, 100% sure that you never make a mistake while changing from direct speech to indirect speech. And in detail, we will read in another class. But before that, you have to be ready with these all the matters that I've given you in the slide.